Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the theme Vidhivani, which means voice of law. In continuation to our efforts to discuss on various questions of law and updates, today we are going to discuss a very important, rather I would say an interesting consultation paper issued by the Honorable Ministry of Corporate Affairs in the month of April 2025. Friends, why this consultation paper is important to be discussed here is because through this consultation paper, the Honorable Ministry is planning or intending to amend the provisions of Section 233 of the Companies Act 2013 and Rule 25 of the Companies Compromise Arrangement and Amalgamation Rules 2016, which is relating to the popularly known concept of fast track merger. At the outset, I would like to appreciate the thought process of Ministry of Corporate Affairs behind this consultation paper, because through this consultation paper they have shown their interest in widening the scope of Section 233. Before I delve into the nuances of this consultation paper, I would like to apprise you all about the current scenario under Section 233 in brief. So currently, there are certain specified companies which can avail the facility of simpler process for merger and amalgamation or any other sort of corporate restructuring. Let me tell you which are those companies. First, the small companies. If two or more small companies wants to merge together, then those companies can avail the facility of Section 233, that is fast track merger. Second, if the startup companies, rather I would say the recognized startup companies wants to merge together, then they can also avail the facility of fast track merger. Third, if the holding company and the wholly owned subsidiary company wants to merge together, then also the facility of fast track merger is available for them. And lastly, if the small company wants to merge with the startup company, then also the facility of Section 233 is there. But there is always a rider in the law. So for these specified companies, there is a rider that they have to perform the test of solvency before proceeding under Section 233. They have to ensure that they are solvent enough and they are not going to be insolvent before the scheme is going to be allowed. So in short, these specified companies can avail the simple process of fast track merger subject to they are having solvency as on the date of moving of the application. Now coming to the consultation paper, I would like to delve into the nuances of it. Now the Honorable Ministry is widening the scope of Section 233 through this proposal. The first proposal is the merger of the unlisted companies should be allowed under Section 233. Be those unlisted companies are small company or not, be those unlisted companies are having the relation of holding company and wholly owned subsidiary or not, be those unlisted companies are startup companies or not, those mergers should be allowed. But again, there are certain conditions to be fulfilled by those unlisted companies. First condition, that none of those unlisted companies should be Section 8 company. Second condition, that none of those unlisted companies should have borrowed 50 crore rupees or more from any bank, financial institution or body corporate. It means the borrowing should be less than 50 crore rupees. And the third, there should not be any default in repayment of such borrowings. At the same time, while the allowing of this or proposing the allowance of this particular merger under Section 233, the Honorable Ministry has kept the responsibility to ensure the meeting of these particular criteria on the management and the statutory auditor. The management has to ensure that this particular criteria is getting fulfilled not more than 30 days before the moving of the notice under section 233 subsection 1. And also, before moving the notice, the statutory auditor has to certify that the companies, unlisted companies, are fulfilling this criteria. So it is going to be a very important amendment if it comes in. Now moving to the second proposed amendment. The second proposed amendment is regarding the holding company and the subsidiary companies. In the current scenario, the merger of the holding company and the wholly owned subsidiary company or companies is only allowed. Now, through this particular consultation paper, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs has shown their interest in including the merger of the holding company and the subsidiary company. And moving further, more interestingly, the holding company can be listed company also, but the subsidiary company should not be listed one. So the subsidiary company should be unlisted only. So this is the second proposed amendment. Now coming to the third amendment, rather this particular amendment is very close to my heart and very interesting, because now the Ministry of Corporate Affairs is intending to allow the merger of the parallel subsidiary companies also. To put it in a simple manner, say suppose X Limited is having two subsidiary companies, Y and Z. Then currently the merger of Y and Z is not possible under section 233. Through this consultation paper, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs has shown their interest in allowing the merger of the subsidiary companies without having the involvement of any, holding company in the scheme. So this is going to be a very, interesting amendment in the provision of section 233. And this is broadly, which has been mentioned there in the consultation paper. There is another one small amendment. I'm not going to discuss on it because that is already in place in Rule 25A. Now they are asking to insert it under Rule 25 of the Companies Compromise Arrangement and Amalgamation Rules, that is related to the merger of the foreign holding company and its Indian wholly owned subsidiary. So that is also there in the consultation paper. That is something like the broadly what has been there in the consultation paper. But still, to conclude, there are certain missings I am able to see in the consultation paper. I would say I am expecting to have in the future amendment. The first, the merger of the wholly owned subsidiary or subsidiary with its holding company should be allowed in the cases where the wholly owned subsidiary or subsidiary is getting insolvent because of the loan outstanding from its holding company only and not having any third party due or loan. To put it in a simple manner, say suppose X company is a holding company and Y company is its wholly owned subsidiary company, and Y company has availed a loan facility from X Limited, and Y company is not having any other third party loan borrowing due as on date of moving of this application, and it is triggering insolvency just because of the loan from its holding company, then in such cases it should be allowed under section 233, because subsequent to the approval of the scheme of arrangement between the holding company and its wholly owned subsidiary, in such cases the loan is going to be set off. So one should give the purposive interpretation to it. So therefore it should be allowed. As on date it is not allowed. The second amendment, or I would say rather not amendment, I would say the clarity should come in. That is relating to the merger of the holding company and the wholly owned subsidiary, step down wholly owned subsidiary. For example, X Limited is having wholly owned subsidiary Y Limited, and Y Limited is having wholly owned subsidiary Z Limited. So the merger of X and Z is allowed or not is a gray area currently in the law. To my knowledge, looking at the definition of subsidiary company and comparing it with the provision under section 233, aligning it with the provisions of section 233, to my view it is allowed as on date, but there should be a clarity on it. So these are certain amendments I am expecting in the near future. With this, I thank you all. Hope this video has been value adding for you all. Thank you so much. Keep watching and keep sharing your views. Thank you so much.